I just found out like revelation. I was gonna bring myself out. Like, you know what? My spiritual father, Michael Jackson. That'll be another video if I haven't already done it. Um, I've been feeling my spiritual father, Michael Jackson, calling me. So you can see the boobs. They're still there. Okay. But anyways, on a better note, I mean, I, if you've watched me for a long time, hopefully I'm not just watching myself. Um, um, I just recently found out that my mom is actually Erika Jayne. She's done this for some time now. Um, I'll do my best to leave what I've watched down below, but to be quite honest with you, it's been all kind of messy out there. You people don't know how to clean yourself from sin, and then you wonder why your freaking videos look ever so worse than mine has ever been, because I obviously don't edit. But, thanks, Dawn, for buying me the editing equipment. I don't know, but seriously, I'd like that. But I really needed to hear that from the Holy Spirit that my mom is the Erika Jayne in her story. And actually, honestly, the best video that I could think to leave down below is Kendall Ray's video. And it's actually really funny because before I making this video, I was watching like Wendy's stuff, and then just Wendy's stuff, I believe, and then Kendall Ray's video kind of kept popping up. It's like the first video, to the point where it probably would have come on if I didn't put any like little, touch stops. But I just feel like I needed to make this video because if you've known me, if you've held on with me this long, if you've watched me this long, you've known that it has been a really bumpy and rocky and very unsafe road with my mother, and we and her just do not get along, and I guess we do sound like um Ivanka Trump and me, Virgin Mary Trump, and we just butted heads the whole time. Always, always, always. I had a brother who was better, and I always felt like I was nothing and no good and worthless. And I'm actually quoting somebody in Teresa Caputo's builds video, because um I just I just know that I'm different than a lot of girls. I've always known that. I've always had that ability. I've always been the Virgin Mary girl of the group, and just, I don't believe in sin. It's not okay. Um, I just hope that I can finally rest from fighting all of these battles and feeling like being Wonder Woman is enough, because that as is me. So to say that I have been looking for some kind of words and some kind of theme, like, I don't think that the Erika Jayne story, it really is. Because Wendy was like, clap if you agree and clap if you think it's true, and I clapped because I don't think that God just lets people just like look like life actors. You don't get to live your life and be like an actor. It just doesn't make any sense. Um, I don't think that she's lying. There are people out there that are bridges, and that's why I do believe that I'm Wonder Woman 1984. Yes, I just revealed that right now. Um, but we need to get our feet back on the ground, country. Oh, I don't know what else to say. I have been looking for this information and for just something, like God just let me feel some kind of cushion so I can know where my mom is at, because my mom and I's relationship, it is just like her and God's relationship. It is nothing. She does not listen to any of the videos that I send her from Sid Roth and Supernatural and just all of these breakthrough videos. It's just so frustrating. It's like, why can't you just be happy for me? And so just today, I've finally accepted, okay, that my mom is Erika Jayne. So now I'm at this place with God, like, okay, so we found this. What are we gonna do with it? Because we have to move on. We have to find forgiveness in the midst of the storm. And honestly, not really in the midst of the storm, but in the midst of saying how much time we've lost to God and how much time we need to gain back. And I don't know when I'm just gonna try to be that girl that says I don't know, because I I'm not really sure what has happened for the last number of years. Um and it's almost not really on this channel, it's my life. It's reality, you know. Reality is having your eyes open every day and seeing what's happening and hoping that God is happy with you regardless of the devil. And I don't know, but I know that my mom is Erika Jayne. It makes a lot of sense because we came up here to Melanie Bowerstocks-Berry. You need to come up here and make sure that you get your very Jonathan Kahn sister-in-law. It's your Ariel in line, okay? So I see all of the stars connecting. I see everything. I make sense of it. I understand it. I understand what God is doing. So, I have been watching a lot of JWoww's just kind of understanding and everything, and I've found my voice and I've been using it, and I am really happy with where I'm at. It's been grueling and frustrating because I was always pinpointed as like the Kendall Jenner of the family, and I was just like, just because I want to save my virginity doesn't mean that my real spirit isn't actually Khloe Kardashian. Like, I actually do have a Robert Kardashian, and I even all the time I'm just like, but how is it that I could come up here for my child, my Robert Kardashian, but she couldn't move somewhere else for her Robert Kardashian to marry that person? Or did they move? She could, and it's not just like move like from state to state. It's like move in a different way. Why couldn't you just let God have His way? And I feel like I vocally and verbally, and I'm just a very quiet person, so maybe growing up for a lot of us lamb type of people is a very, very graceful process. But I see God working. I believe it. I believe it a little too unforgiving. I don't think so. I think that's probably Stephen Barone, and does need to leave, and Carrie does need to leave because she's Angelina. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I do not believe that I need to be fighting these battles alone. We are never alone. Um, I don't know what else to say. I will say that the church that, and honestly, I feel like I'm being really honest from over the years. The church, Grace Chapel, I think it's really interesting that Mama Mercy from the Grace Chapel's Heart of the City, excuse me for yawning. Yeah. I think it's interesting that Mama Mercy, who's also Dorothy Vaughan, by the way, from Hidden Figures, um, I believe that she, what am I saying? I believe it's interesting. I find it very intriguing and interesting that Mama Mercy has maintained her relationship and not too much communication. She don't always have to talk to people, but I think it's interesting how our relationship has not plateaued. It has not ended. It has not said, yeah. So maybe this is my message to Brad Peterson. If me and Mama Mercy can stay cool and stay tight and stay and have our relationship and never let it crumble at any moment, then how come you can't either? How is it that you don't see things the same way that she sees things through her eyes? So I have found my voice. I have found my truth. I have grown up and I am Wonder Woman in that sense, but at the same time, you know what? I don't need to be disrespected in my house just because I've saved my virginity for these last 27 years of my life. And I was supposed to give up my cookie after marrying Ivanka Trump's older brother, but we can't keep dividing the family and then trying to say that we have a family business. So I don't know. I told God, I said my father-in-law is gonna have to pull a Vanya because she sure pulled me aside and was like, I don't think you care about this Wendy's job. Um, I'm gonna send you home. And I was so upset on that day that I literally went retail shopping in Goodwill. I don't know if I got anything. I don't know. It was just terrible. It's like, what are you doing to me? No, I want the job. Like, I mean, just that Erika Jayne story is is true. Um, I guess that's not what I was about to say. It's been something I've been looking for years. I believe my mom needs to stop trying to be quiet and stop feeling like she's entertaining the devil when you need to reach out to your friends. You need to tell them, you know what, things are not going well for me. That I hope that Erika Jayne is an inspiration for my mom right now. So till the second/day, I hope that my mom is inspired by her because that's her. I've watched a lot of the clips today and before. It is her. It is actually she's actually my mother, and it's so funny that I say that because my grandma always liked expensive things. She likes the expensive look. She has always liked the expensive look of things, and she probably my real grandma was probably always like um my mother-in-law Ivana Trump and just likes expensive things. So, if right now I can feel like is being the devil is being rebuked in some sense, then other people can find your healing with God in some way. So I don't believe that Erika Jayne is just saying this for anything. It's really annoying what Norman said on Wendy. I'm like, what? Wendy's perspective versus his? Like, this is the Wendy Williams show, not Norman show. Like, what? So, my mom being Erika Jayne is not a coincidence. Not a coincidence. There are no such thing as coincidences in life. Now, that's what Tracy Computer says in one of the videos, is that there are no such thing as coincidences in life. It's not a coincidence that I'm here, that you just came here to pick up your sister from work. Let the real games begin.